Hi there, my name is Manav Sinha and you would have seen me in some other videos at the autoX YouTube channel if you're someone who follows our content regularly. And if you're new, well, just wait and watch what we have in store for you today. It's going to blow your mind. It certainly did for me. Well, before rambling on, let me tell you this is my first year here at autoX and I've always been told that there comes one day when we test some cars. And speaking of which, if you would take a look at the horizon, you'll see there's a long list of cars that extends all the way to there. And well, I've been put to the task to walk you through each and every one of them.
Let's go! Dark. Back from the dead is a miracle, dark, making them dance. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky.
So with a big breath, I'm going to start off this journey, and of course we're going to start off with the heavy hitter right here. This, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't guessed already, is the Lamborghini Urus Performante. Yes, it looks like an SUV, but it will put some of the sports cars to shame. That's what the promise this car holds, and I'm very excited to get my hands on this car along with an esteemed panel of jury who will drive all of the cars that you see in this video. So yes, that's the Lamborghini Urus Performante, and right next to it is, well, another SUV. Something with the theme of what we do here at autoX. This is the Porsche Cayenne. Again, it looks like an SUV, but has sporty characteristics in its bones. Both of these cars, the Urus and the Cayenne, defy the expectations that you have from SUVs and tell you that sports cars maybe aren't dead yet. But of course, we're talking about SUVs, and that is what we have here. In the classic definition, this is a Lexus RX. If big, bold, muscular is what comes to your mind when you think of an SUV, well, that is precisely what it is. I mean, look at just how it stands next to the other cars that we've shown you. This is as SUV as it gets in the conventional sense, of course. But saving the day for sedan lovers is the BMW i7. Yes, it's electric, but this is BMW's electric take on what a sedan should be. And they say that it should be electric, and it should be this. Yes, it's got the tunes from Hans Zimmer to calm your mind, but you won't be able to keep your mind calm if you're seated in one of these. This is a properly fast car, loaded to the brim with technology, but it's here to compete against a long lot, which reminds me I should speed this up. What's next to it is the Mercedes-Benz EQV, and what's next to it is the Mercedes-Benz EQB. Now, these two SUVs are competing in the electric SUV space, and what they bring with themselves is, well, premiumness at two different levels, mind you, as you can see here. One is a little bit more sensible, and the other one gives you the full-flared magic of Mercedes-Benz electric cars. However, if you're someone who wants a conventional luxury Mercedes-Benz GLC, what you have is this, the new GLC. Big shoes to fill, but I hear they've done a rather well job. But the real test for this car is here today, because as you can see, the lineup is big. I'm going to keep saying that multiple times in this video, isn't it? Nevertheless, the GLC, already a very successful car. Just how far has Mercedes-Benz pushed the limit? Well, we're going to find that out. Now again, continuing with the theme of SUVs, it doesn't get more grand than the Jeep Grand Cherokee. I mean, look at it. You wouldn't want this car in your rear view mirror, would you? Absolutely fantastic. It grows on you the more time you spend with it. And it, of course, being a Jeep, packs a whole lot of capabilities, more than a lot of cars that you can buy in India today. Next to it is a car that brings practicality with value for money. This is the Toyota Innova Highcross, a new gen take on what the Innova stands for. And of course, Innova is something that you see on the road every day. And now that the new one is here, we have to find out just how good it has become. Of course, when it comes to seating a lot of people in comfort for long distances, Innova is a household name. This is the Highcross, and we're going to see just how good it has become. Now, speaking of Toyota, well, they've also stepped into a new segment this year, which is the pickup truck. Now, a lot of people, a lot of you guys love pickup trucks, and the Hilux is absolutely there at the top of the list of cars that we always wanted to see in India, and it's finally come here. Doesn't it look fantastic? But putting it to the test at the tarmac might not be that cool, but it's the Hilux. Once it goes on the tarmacs, or a matter of fact, wherever it goes, it makes itself the coolest car that you have in your vision, and I can say that it still stands true. Now, what you might not have seen behind the Hilux is this, the MG Comet. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it because it's really cute. It's electric, it has practicality on the top of its priority list, and an aggressive price tag is what you get with the Comet EV. On paper, it sounds like the formula for success, but is it too compact? Well, we are in the perfect testing grounds, I would say. Next to it is the Tata Thiago EV, arguably the car that it's competing against, and perhaps the car that took electric car to the masses. The Thiago EV has been a success with a lot of people. A lot of people love this car. It falls with the right price segment, the right size, and that formula is what Citroën is also trying to do with the Citroën EC3. So you get a theme here. If you have about 10-12 lakh rupees, you have 3 electric cars with very different approaches. We're going to see what they really stand for, and if they're cutting any corners, and perhaps we'll find out if India is ready for the electric revolution, or maybe it's already here. Because the electric cars don't end, we also have the Mahindra XUV 400. Now this one, I would say, stands in a slightly different league because it packs in a lot of performance. It might look understated here, but when you put the pedal to the metal, this car will shoot off into the horizon. I'm really excited to spend more time with this car. Next to it is the Mahindra Tar. It might not look very different from the Mahindra Tar that you're used to. That's because there is practically not much different. This is the rear-wheel drive variant, which looks exactly the same, but it drives quite differently than the 4x4 Thar. The question is this really a Thar? Well, that's a question that needs to be answered. What we have here is a car that you may have seen before, like a couple of cars ago. Well, don't be confused, this is a Toyota Innova Highcross, but from the house of Maruti Suzuki. That's the partnership these two brands have today, and we get quite similar cars with slightly different touches, and that's why we have the Innova Highcross and also the Maruti Suzuki Invicto. But why this is very important is because this is the most expensive Maruti Suzuki that you can buy in the country. So obviously this is the best Maruti Suzuki that money can buy. But is it enough for you to spend that kind of money? Well, it does have the Innova underpinnings, but maybe it needs a bit more or not is what we're going to find out. This here is a Citron C3 Aircross. Yes, the Aircross name now comes with C3 as well. What Citroën is trying to do with the C3 Aircross is compete in a heavily competitive segment. Their task is cut out. They have got a lot of things right, and that includes an aggressive price tag. But is this going to be enough? Well, a lot of people would say it definitely has made the cut to be a contender for the best of 2023 here at autoX Awards. Perhaps its biggest rival is right next to it, as this is the Kia Seltos. Now the Seltos is already a proven name, a proven car, a lot of sales, a lot of success. It was the first car that brought Kia to the Indian market. The Seltos, of course, holds a lot of importance. So what Kia has done is that they've taken a conservative approach in order to bring you the new Seltos. They've not changed what's not broken, but they've added a big list of features and safety tech as well. When it comes to conventional approaches, what you will not see at all in a car is this. This is the Maruti Suzuki Jimny. Finally, it's come to our shores. A lot of people wanted this car to come to India. It's here, it's bright, it stands out, it gets the job done. This is a car that a lot of jury members will be fighting for the keys of, and that obviously includes me as well. Now coming to the topic of speed, the Volvo C40 Recharge. On the face of it, it's not a lot different. Perhaps it's the XC40, but it does get different battery technology, different motor tuning, more range on offer, and a very good looking rear end with that coupe roofline, double spoilers. It's got a lot of things that suggest this is a fast car, and it is. It's frighteningly quick. This is a car that could upset the competition when it comes to pure performance. What we have here is the Lexus RX. The RX is a well-known name once again from the house of Lexus, and what it is a bet at the middle of two worlds, combustion engines and electric. This is a hybrid. Is this the correct answer for today if you're fighting for making a decision between petrol and electric? Well, this is what we have to find that answer with. Next to it is the Honda Elevate. A lot of people have been sending their questions about the car. A lot of questions will be answered today. The Honda Elevate is a mighty important car for Honda Cars India, and if the first impressions of the car in the market are anything to go by, this is already on its way to become a success. But is it the best of 2023? Oof, that's a big question. What's next to it is the Maruti Suzuki Franx, which may be a Baleno under the skin, but it does not look anything like it. And that's not a bad thing at all, because I think the Franx is a very good looking car. The coupe shape, compact dimensions, in-your-face styling. I love what Maruti Suzuki is doing these days with the likes of the Jimny and the Franx. It's really exciting. Next up is the BMW X1, the entry point into the BMW family of SUVs. It's bigger, it's more feature loaded, and I would say it looks much better too. And speaking of premium SUVs, we also have the Audi Q3, which has caught up to the times and is a very promising car in today's day and age. Speaking of promising cars, well, we have the Hyundai Verna in this lovely red shade, turbocharged 160 horsepower. Now this is a car that's packed to the brim with promise of fighting for the best of 2023. Really excited to see how this sedan pans out. We did a good long comparison test, and this one came out on the top amongst its peers, and it's made its way here as the best of 2023 contender. Next to it is another Hyundai, the Hyundai Exter. This is one of the most competitively priced car here. A lot of promise once again. I think it has a design that does divide opinions, but when it comes to pure value, practicality, and good city performance, the Exter is one of the best packages that you can buy in this side of the 10 lakh rupee price segment. So of course it finds itself a spot. Last but not the least, well, it's been a long walk along all these cars, and it has all come to this, the Hyundai Ionic 5. It's difficult to wrap your head around what this car has to offer. It may look like a hatchback in the pictures, but it's a lot bigger. But at the end of the day, what it is an EV unlike any other that you can buy. A Hyundai badge on such an expensive car, well, I think the Ionic more than justifies it, and it's got a lot of performance on its side as well. So on the face of it, it's a complete package. And speaking of complete, well, what's complete is our walkthrough of our lineup for the best of 2023. As you can see, it is a long lineup of cars. It's a long walk that I've just done, and that's a lot of words that I've just spoken, but that's still not enough, because packing in the best of 2023 contenders in this short of a time, well, it's a tough task. But what's not going to be tough is finding out the best of 2023, as I said, because we have some really exciting cars. And if you can't make out which one I'm going to drive first, well, you'll find out soon. Stay tuned to our AutoX YouTube channel. We will be telling you what our pick was, how the process went, and we will award the best of 2023. Stay tuned, and thank you very much.